Hi everyone, it's a great pleasure to be here, and I will have a question for you. How many of you have ever been to Europe before? Raise your hand. Okay, so we have a few people here, all right. And I have another question for you. So how many of you follow the development of relations between Europe and China? Raise your hands. Okay, so we have a handful. Those who didn't raise hands, I hope you'll learn something new today. So my name is Arthur Gopak. I'm CEO and editor-in-chief of AlphaGamma. That's business portal for young professionals. And what we do is we create content that covers career and business tips, trends, and opportunities. Thus, we also work with governments, with municipalities, with corporates, with event management firms. So pretty much those organizations that want to attract young people like yourselves to eventually innovate, work, invest in. And while working on this, we discovered a couple of useful insights that I think fits our discussion today perfectly. So AlphaGamma is founded by my brother and myself, so this is us. We're based in Amsterdam. And in order for me to really get into the talk of the digital application today, so I have a question for you. How many of you know what a startup ecosystem is? Like, raise your hand. Okay, we only have a few hands here. So startup ecosystem. So unlike a jungle, this is actually a functioning like organism. So which consists of several elements. Those include investments, innovators, researchers, academics, infrastructure builders, as well as already successful giants. And just for the fact, we're in this building, and Tencent is one of the elements of Beijing's startup ecosystem. Now, why is that important? Because right now, every single country out there strives to achieve the economic growth. And in order to do that, it's important to create new jobs. And you can guess how exactly the new jobs are being created. Right, new startups, new companies employ new people. And here I would like to show you the current state of the Chinese startup ecosystem worldwide. So this is one of the recent reports on different startup hubs. And Beijing and Shanghai are leading the way among other Chinese cities, but worldwide it's definitely in the top. Now, I mentioned why is it important. So to elaborate more on this, that more startups, they create more jobs, they create more opportunities, and more opportunities equal more spending in exports, and more exports and spending equal to more economic growth. And in the meantime, what's happening in Europe? So we've been talking a lot about the current trends, what's happening between China and the rest of the world. Well, in Europe, things have been quite different lately. So how many of you guys think that we're in a global recession, global economic recession? Raise your hand. Okay, so we have just one hand. So everybody assumes that we're in economic growth today. So then I'm gonna reveal a surprise to you that we aren't. So in fact, today Europe is experiencing the least amount of investments in its ecosystem. It also results well, Europe is not an exception to the rule here. China is also leading the way. So the question here is, how to stand out. We were talking a lot about the importance of communication today, but the question is, what do we communicate to the rest of the world? So, and my suggestion is to talk more about the startup ecosystems. And we've seen that when we're working with organizations worldwide, municipalities, governments, they actually want to elevate their ecosystem versus the others. And to elaborate on this point, while we're talking a lot about tech, the importance of tech, we've seen amazing innovation and ingenious solutions while being here in Beijing. However, digital cow is not going to produce digital milk. And what I mean by that is that you need to have strong manufacturing output. And right now, China is leading the way with having 28.5% manufacturing concentrated in within its borders. So right now, it's beating United States like at least twice in that regard. So I think. Okay, before I move on, another point I would like to make, that I mentioned that in the industrial development is highly important, and China is leading the way. In the meantime, Europe is going through the industrialization. And at the same time, China is experiencing an accelerated economic output. And since China reopened this year, then you can expect that by the end of the year, China will even exceed the economic growth further. So to me, this presents an exciting opportunity for China to be bold, to be more, open to the rest of the world, and not to think inferior of itself. Because after being here today, I felt that Europe is lagging behind by far. And I'm not here to judge any policy-making decisions, but I would say that I see growth, construction, development, bold introduction of innovative solutions at a national scale. I don't see this happening in Europe. And to me, this is just the beginning of what's happening here in China. And I feel that the future belongs to China and the East in general. So this concludes my talk for today. So if you have any questions, feel free to connect with me. I'll be around here for the rest of the day. But thank you so much for this opportunity, and talk to you all soon. Bye for now.